up? We are back for Baddies Caribbean, Ep.2. A lot went down. A lot went down. I'm going to preface this by saying Kali, I already feel like she is 100% going to be my fan favorite. She's going to be my favorite. She was my favorite from this episode. It's Tasiki. Honestly, Tasiki was the voice of reason. I just love that she don't compromise who she is. A couple people on this irritated me, one of which I like. I still like two of the people. I mean, the two people that were the base of this were Jela and Biggie. I like both of them, but both of them pissed me off this episode. I ain't gonna say pissed me off, but both of them annoyed me. But we'll get into it. But if you are new here, please subscribe. Please do that. Do that right now before we get into it. Also, thumbs up the video. That helps get the video out. The engagement is super duper important. And also drop a comment down below. Let me know that you are here. Let me know what your thoughts are. Even if you disagree with what I'm saying, drop it down below. As long as it's respectful, I will keep it there. I will respond if I have something to say. But yeah, let's go. All right, so we get back from Bianca and Sapphire. Sapphire and Bianca, as we know, that was the cliffhanger when Bianca ran up and snuck Sapphire. She ran up and didn't get a single lick in. She ran up and did no swinging at all. Sapphire started pounding her head when security got to her. So I'm like, good. I'm glad Sapphire did in this moment. Bianca said that she didn't even know who Sapphire was, didn't know nothing about her besides the fact that she didn't like the way that she treated Suki and Mariah Lynn. Granted, I didn't like it. A lot of us didn't like the way that she treated Suki because that's her best friend. Mariah Lynn, I don't really care, but I guess since that's your friend, you have a reason to care. But I felt like this was not your point. This was not your reason to do it. But I guess she felt like she needed to do that because Sapphire had an issue with Mariah Lynn. But the thing is, Sapphire didn't sneak Mariah Lynn. She swung on Mariah Lynn in her face, but like I wouldn't even say swung on her. She pulled her, but regardless, it was face to face. So like you sneaking her was weird. But we'll get more to Bianca later on. But Mariah's sitting there saying she don't know what the fuck is going on. Mariah's now saying that she made up with Sapphire and got over it. So I'm like, that right there should have been enough for Bianca to then move on. You cannot like Sapphire, but for you to get up and sneak her knowing that your friend is cool with her, and that's the reason as to why you're wanting to hit her, it just didn't make no sense to me. It just screamed like I'm trying to have a moment. But Kali walks up to Natalie, and she's walking up to Natalie. You can tell in this moment she wasn't really walking up to her on some like rah-rah shit. Natalie, good for her though, because I guess they already had some type of animosity because Natalie misread what Kali put on her Instagram. But Natalie gets up, says, "Don't come over here, bitch. We'll talk later." Kali's like, "Okay, whatever." But we get in Kali's confessional. She says that she made a post about Natalie saying that she wanted Natalie's job. But she really said that like, hey, I want you to put me on game. I want you to kind of teach me the way to get to where you're at. But she said at this point, Natalie took it as a diss or like she took it as that. So now at this point, I'm ready for whatever. Like you want to be on that type of time, we can get there. Let's get it cracking. I was like, okay, I already know I'm going to like her. Because like I said, if you come at me on that type of energy, I'm going to meet you with it. And the fact that she was ready for it, I was like, okay, I like you. Which is crazy because I don't like her family. And when I say her family, I don't like Blueface. I don't like him at all. And it's funny because it's the same situation as it was with Tasiki. Tasiki, I didn't know if I was going to like her last season. Turned around and liked her. I don't like her sister. So I thought I wasn't going to like Tasiki, but I like Tasiki. Same thing with Kali. I like Kali. Don't like her brother. But Natalie said that she knows that Kali ain't trying to pop her. And I'm like, she didn't try to pop you. But Natalie then says that she don't know who she is. Kali says, who are you? How old are you, bitch? Are you like 45 years old? It's time to retire. When she said that, that got Natalie triggered. It got her triggered. So Natalie then takes a plate and throws it at Kali. Kali is standing on business. Natalie's sitting here saying, like, you need to respect me. You need to respect my shit. Kali's like, what? Respect what? Like, you ain't the queen of shit, bitch. And she said that shit, too. I was like, good. I'm glad she's doing it. But as they're going back and forth, Mariah Lynn's punk ass, this is why I don't like Mariah Lynn. I never will. She decides to take it upon herself to sneak Kali, pulling on her hair, and then tries to swing on her. Bianca's punk ass jumps in as well, so they jump in her at this point. But Kali wasn't phased by it. Like me, the way Kali was acting in this was it was literally how I would act if I was getting jumped. She got in there and was ready to windmill. Like they all swinging on her, jumping from this side. She was ready for whatever. So at this point, she like, man, fuck y'all. Like, let's go. Come on, let's run it. So Mariah claims the reason why she did that was because she got bumped. And she said, if she gets bumped, you get bopped. You can't fight Mariah Lynn. And your hits don't do nothing. Like, the only reason why Kali turned around is because you pulled her hair. I guarantee you she didn't feel none of them love taps that she was throwing her way. Mariah Lynn has this, and when she said that line in the confession about getting bopped, she got this forced base. Mariah is trying her hardest to come off so tough and hard. Like, you're not that. Kali knew that. That's why she didn't take you serious. But Scotty's talking about how she's there for her bitch, a.k.a. Natalie, and she hopes that she don't fall when she was going over there to Kali. And then they showed Natalie running over there. And then what did she do? End up falling. That was funny. Scotty was laughing at her confessionals. I was laughing as well. But Aubrey is sitting there looking like she is in the Twilight Zone. Like, what the fuck is going on? Aubrey is needed. Like, this whole episode, her moments were needed. But we'll get to it. But Kali is not scared of none of them bitches. She is like ready for whatever. She said she felt like she was ambushed. Like, they're all coming at her from all sides, Natalie included. Security's like all over him, pouncing all over him. She's swinging and whatever. Jela is standing there on the side, and Kali throws up. She like, what's up? Like, come on, what's up? And I'm like, I like her. I like her. She saw Jela, wasn't scared of Jela. Most people would be scared of Jela. She was not scared of her. She was ready for it. Jela then says that Natalie got attacked, and she didn't deserve that. I said, Jela, where? She did not get attacked. Natalie threw that plate at Kali, which is what made Kali want to jump on Natalie. So this is where Jela started to piss me off this episode. I like Jela, but I'm going to keep it real. Like, a lot of y'all, some people be thinking I'm biased. I'm not biased. You give me a reason to clock you in, I'm going to clock you. And Jela gave me a lot of reasons to clock her. I like Jela, but I feel like Jela was doing a lot this episode. I feel like Jela came in as Movie Bae. Y'all don't watch her, go watch her. I'm pretty sure y'all do, though. By now, you do. Like she said when we was on live before this stuff even started filming, Jela came into this season. The way I viewed this episode, she came into this season with an agenda. She wanted to do more. She wanted to be more present with her fighting. You could tell she's trying her hardest to now make more moments. But I was like, Natalie brought that upon herself because she threw that play to her. But Natalie and company, they now trying to jump Kali. Security ends up pulling her in the bathroom, and Natalie's trying to act hard, talking about get the fuck out the bathroom. I'm like, Kali is not scared of you. Like, she is not scared of you. She was acting as if Kali was in the bathroom hiding. Like, she's not scared of you. She's in the bathroom because security put her in there. But Scotty's saying a lot of them don't play about Natalie, especially when it don't make sense. And I'm like, why are you trying to fight her battles when Natalie would not do it for you? She damn sure wouldn't do it for you, Scotty. She put her hands on you 2 seasons in a row. Why are you still, like, she still ain't learned her lesson. Let Natalie fight her own battles. But Kali's in that bathroom popping her shit, told Natalie, you've been doing this shit for 20 years. Go home, go be a mom hoe. I was like, let her know. Tell her the truth. Natalie then runs away. She goes outside trying to act higher than arguing with Kali. I'm not arguing her. No, you not arguing her because she's clocking you. But Kali says she needs some jerk chicken. That shit cracked me up. She comes out the bathroom and she's still ready for anybody. She's ready to fight. Natalie starts walking outside. She ain't got no wig on now. She lost her cap because when Kali and her were on that cap, because Kali was on the couch when Natalie was trying to swing on her. And Kali was swinging. She missed the first one, but it looked like she was tagging Natalie a good couple times. Kali ain't one to play with. I like Kali. But Natalie's walking outside, like I said, and she's talking about how she's been on, you know how she is. I've been this 15 years. I'm a real millionaire. No one cares, Natalie. No one cares. But Kali is still in the restaurant, hype, ready to go. She then spits on Mariah Lynn. I am so against spitting, Mariah. I am so against spitting, period. And what I'm about to say is probably going to make me sound like a hypocrite, but I don't care. I feel like in this episode, there was 2 instances where a spit was necessary in the moment and a spit was not necessary. This is the moment where I feel like the spit was necessary. You snuck me. I can't get to you. I don't respect you because you snuck me. I don't respect you. Like I said, if I was to spit on somebody, I always say I'm going to spit on somebody and never really mean it. But if I'm going to spit on you, it's because I don't respect you. And I don't respect somebody that sneaks somebody. And if I can't put my hands on you, I wouldn't do it. I'm saying I wouldn't do it. Who knows what will happen in a moment. But Kali spit on Mariah Lynn, and I wasn't mad at her for doing that. Honestly, in this moment, I was not mad. Mariah Lynn sitting there talking about something that's disgusting. She's a pig. Well, you snuck her. You snuck her. If you didn't put your hands on her, she wouldn't have spit on you. So you take that up with yourself, Mariah Lynn. But Kali said, watch out, Tasiki's right there, because Tasiki was standing. Tasiki was just standing and looking. But she said, watch out, Tasiki's right there. AKA, like, I'm needing to move because I see all these bitches coming at me. Who knows if this bitch right here comes at me, and if this bitch comes at me, I need to be 100% on guard. And Tasiki said, what? And Kali said, nah, you cool. I know you got respect. Tasiki said, yeah, you ain't got to worry about me sneaking you, because if I'm going to fight you, I'm going to make you square up. And I was like, exactly. And I hope these two get along. I really do, because I like both of them. But Kali then told Mariah Lynn, I'm spitting on hoes all season. You better get one. She said, you better get one in your mouth, bitch. I was dying. That was hilarious. And then Mariah's talking about something, you getting ate up all season. Welcome to Baddies, with that forced bass in her voice. And I'm like, you are no pressure. Who is scared of you? Who is scared of you? You're not eating nobody up. But Kali then says, like, she's used to being the underdog in her confessional. She said, whatever, I'm going to stand 10 toes by myself. I'm like, I respect you. Because like I said, if that was me, I'd be doing the same thing. If 15 people want to come at me, come on, take a number. But Mariah Lynn's trying to get Sapphire and Bianca to squash their beef. Sapphire is not with it, and rightfully so. I'm not the biggest Sapphire fan, but I was on her side this whole episode. Bianca starts throwing her shoes at Sapphire. This is how you know she can't fight, because why are you throwing shoes and not throwing hands? But they square up, and Bianca's a nasty ass. And here I go sounding like a hypocrite, but I don't care. She hawked a loogie. Like, Kali just spit. This bitch, and that shit chunked out. And it was a nice chunk, and you saw it. I would have KILLED'd that bitch. Like, that type of spit, you going down. And Sapphire said, that's fine, I'll take it. What? I said, what? Be for real. But they finally get to the point where Sapphire gets over there and Sapphire starts swinging. Bianca ain't doing nothing but grabbing. This is how you know Bianca cannot fight. Bianca proved to me she cannot fight. Every single time when she had opportunity to fight in this episode, which was like 4 times, she didn't swing not one time. She's trying to grab. Sapphire eventually gets a couple taps in, and I was there for it. I was happy. I was like, get her. But now Bianca's trying to throw water and start kicking and shit. I'm like, you cannot fight. You're showing it. But security ends up separating them. Bianca's talking about how she's not squashing shit with nobody. Regardless, Kali is now talking to Meatball, saying like, because Meatball's on the side, like she's essentially, Kali's away from the girls that were trying to jump her. So Meatball's standing there watching. And she's pretty much like, we came in here together. Like, you saw them bitches like jump on me like that, and you just standing there. Meatball saying that she don't pick no sides, and Kali's like, I hope that I'm not finding out that you a follower. And I'm like, she is. She just proved it. Meatball, I was looking at her sideways in this, because like I say, with me, if I know somebody ain't do nothing wrong, and just period, like if I see somebody not doing anything wrong and getting jumped, I'm jumping in. I'm never going to let some 2-on-1, 3-on-1, 4-on-1, 5-on-1, anything higher than 1-on-1 go down in my face and not do nothing about it, especially when I know the person wasn't in the wrong. Kali did nothing wrong. The rest of them girls pounced to save Natalie because of their association with Natalie, and they want to be on more seasons. Meatball should have jumped in that fight. So Kali was pissed, and rightfully so. She called her a follower. They about to squab at this point, and Meatball saying like she walked in with her, but she's not no follower, and then turns around to Scotty and says, haha, she gonna get beat up all season, and starts laughing. And I started laughing because we know how Meatball's been on social media saying that the rest of the girls was like ganging up and bullying her all season. I'm like, oh, it's funny how them tides turn, because you said that was Kali. Kali was gonna be on that end, but it's funny how they all did you the way you thought Kali was gonna get done. Meatball, how's that? That's the egg on your face. But Scotty then starts throwing water like the punk she is. Jela is sitting there talking about how she gonna hit Kali before she leaves. I'm like, you're weird. Why? She did nothing to you, Jela. But they ended up leaving the restaurant, and did Jela put her hands on Kali? No. Next day, Natalie is in her room. Aubrey, Scotty, Jela, and Sapphire, they come in there with her. Natalie's pretty much wanting to talk to them about everything that was going on, because they're about to go to Barbados, and she don't want to do that shit in Barbados. We know that's cap. She loves to fight. But Natalie's telling Aubrey that she don't even know who Kali is. Aubrey is like, which one is that? Because I don't even know who you're talking about because you didn't even get a chance to introduce them because all this shit went down. Natalie says that's Blueface's sister, and Aubrey says, who is that? Like Blueface? Blueface is the one from the Blue Man's group in Las Vegas. I died laughing. I died laughing. And I'm like, does Aubrey really not know who Blueface is? Because Aubrey comes from an era of music where she was around hip hop. Like she came from a pop R&B group that was created by Diddy, who is hip hop, and she's adjacent to hip hop. So Aubrey knows music. So for her to not know who Blueface is interesting to me, but whatever. Natalie, Scotty, and Jela, they start talking about the spitting and stuff. And Natalie's like, I'm not here for the spitting. I'm like, Natalie, did you not spit on somebody on your original show? Like Pot Meat Kettle. But Natalie says they're not doing the spitting shit. Sapphire then brings up how Bianca had spit on her. And she said, it's up every single time because I don't know you. You snuck me and you spit on me. I said, I don't blame you. Like, it should be up every single time. But she said she would have respected it more if she would have even addressed it before sneaking her. I was like, yeah, I'm right. You're right. I would agree with that. I'm like, if you don't like me and you don't even know who I am, why are you running up on me? Just tell me, look, I don't like you. I got smoke with you. If you want to get it up, we can get it up right now. Respect. But you want to sneak me and you can't even fight. But that's basically what she was saying. And Sapphire was saying she's not letting it go until she's satisfied with her phase. And I'm like, I don't blame you. But Jela starts talking about her and Biggie still sitting here like going on and on. Aubrey said y'all squared up, y'all handled it. So like, what else more is there to do? I'm like, you're right. But Jayla said at the end of the day, you said you're going to slap me, and she had to handle it when she saw her, but she's fighting her every single day until she feels like she's done. I'm like, Jayla, I'll give you one more round with her, but you need to let it go. You need to let it go. She said she's going to slap you. Y'all done fought 3 times in there. You got scratched. That's why I'm giving you the opportunity. This is why I'm saying I'll give her one more round, because you got scratched. If you want to get your lick back because of that, okay, get that one in. But let it go after that. Like, there's no reason for you to still be doing this because she said she slapped you. And you know the bitch can't fight. And you know you can beat her up. So what is the purpose? At this point, it becomes bullying. But Natalie then says, we're going to have our own private jet going over to Barbados, yada, yada, yada. But she lets them know that the Claremont twins will be joining them on the private jet. Jayla, of course, is excited because they were the trio on Bad Girls Club 14. They get to packing and getting ready to go. The next thing we get Tasiki outside with Biggie outside of their hotel. They're just pretty much recapping the same thing, you know, the same formula. Tasiki said she loves both Jayla and Biggie, and she was proud of Biggie for keeping her head up, which is why she got Jayla in that first round. And she said Jayla knows how to fight, but she was proud of Biggie because, look, you finally listened to what the hell I said. But she was disappointed in her for taking the chain. And Biggie feels like the only reason why Jayla is on the season is because of the beef that she had with her. I don't agree with that, Biggie. I feel like Jayla was going to be on the season regardless because she's like this with Natalie. And I feel like if Jayla wanted to come back every season, she would. I don't think your beef had anything to do with her coming back. But Tasiki said, you got your point across. Like, give her the chain back. Biggie's trying to act like she don't have the chain. She eventually ends up finding it and gives it to, well, not finding it. She had it. She knew what she was doing. But she gave her the pendant, the Baddies pendant, to Tasiki. And she said, I'm still not squashing it with Jayla. I don't like her. Rightfully so, whatever. It is what it is. You don't like her, you don't like her. That's your prerogative. But the punks, Bianca and Mariah, they come walking up. Bianca talking about how she stands on business and she didn't like what she saw last season. And she gonna have beef with whoever has beef with Mariah, even if Mariah is cool with them. I'm like, you literally sound like a clown. Like, why? But Bianca said she's gonna, and this is where she even sounds more like a clown. She said, I'm a ride for Mariah, even if she ain't riding for herself. Never me. Never me. I always said it. If you don't defend yourself, I'm not defending you. I'm not. If you're being bullied, I will speak up. I will make sure that nobody puts their hands on you. But if you're like Mariah, the way you pop it, if you don't defend yourself, that's on you. Because you can't pop it the way you pop it and then expect somebody to fight your battles all the time. Because I would be fighting all day, every day, the way she pops him out. But Tasiki says she understands, but at the same time, like, if she told you she squashed it, you should relax. I'm like, exactly. Mariah Lynn also at the end trying so hard to be tough, talking, like, trying to talk tough, like, please shut up. But it's time to get on the jets. They get to, Natalie's crew gets there first. They get on their jet. The Claremont twins arrive. They're back in their confessionals like we all wanted. I'm glad they're in their confessionals together because I just liked it when they were on Bad Girls Club. But they said they're going to bring growth and a good time to Baddies. They're Caribbean, so it makes sense for them to be there. And I was just so upset just looking at them in this confessional because they were beautiful girls on Bad Girls Club. But they just ruined their faces. Just ruined their faces. Not only their bodies do whatever you want to do, but they fucked their face up. And that's the same thing Aubrey did. Aubrey was a pretty girl when she came out on Making the Band. But she fucked her face up. But they get on the jet, they turning up. They got this fake ass flight attendant talking about some, we on Baddies Air, here's the shots, whatever. Tasiki, Biggie, Mariah Lynn, Bianca, Big Gretch, we see her, Meatball, Kali, Slim Too Bad, Tinkerbella, all them bitches is here. Like, even the ones that did not get their own formal introduction for real, they're all getting on their low flight. I was gonna say on their jet, but it's not a jet, but it's like supposedly their own plane, whatever. But it's not a jet because they're literally in rows like an actual normal flight, like a normal flight. But they get on there. They're all in Barbados now. Natalie's crew gets to the house first. It is a nice house. It's a mansion. Aubrey loves it. The Claremont twins love it, especially compared to BGC. The mansion's nice. Like I said, I will say it, but Aubrey said exactly what I've been saying. I said it last year with a lot of these girls getting on here acting like they ain't had no money. Me, I'm okay in life. I'm not struggling to make my bills. I'm not struggling to eat. But I'm not rich. But if I was in a situation like this, what Aubrey said, and I'm going to read it verbatim, she said, the house is nice and all, but let's act like we've been in a setting like this before. A lot of them bitches get on here and act like they ain't ever been nowhere. They act like they ain't ever seen nothing. They act like they ain't ever touched no money before. Me, I've never touched a lot of money, but if I have touched that money or at least got around that type of money, I'm going to act like I've been around that type of money. I wouldn't be acting like I'm new to that type of environment. So Aubrey, when she said that, I was like, yes, I agree. But Natalie pulls out the bottle of 1942 when they in there. They head off looking for the rooms. Natalie wants the Claremonts drunk. They all start taking shots from the bottle. As they're doing all this, looking for the rooms, the rest of the girls start arriving. Natalie's girls then come down to greet them. And all the girls that are there are all the girls that were at the table before the new set of girls came in. So they're all talking to stuff. Natalie's telling them about the rooms being picked out already. Biggie said, why? Natalie was like, because we got here before y'all, obviously. Biggie says she's peeping the weird energy. Natalie then says this house that they're in, the mansion they're in, sleeps 12 people. And this big ass, and I put big ass in quotations because I don't believe it is as big. But Natalie says the big ass guest house has 6 rooms for the other 6 guests, aka that's where y'all gonna be at. But Natalie says she thinks some rooms have 2 beds. They're all nice. They have their own bedrooms, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, that sounds like cap to me. But Scotty mentions that she feels the tension still between Jela and Biggie. And here we go. Jela says, like, she's still not over the shit with Biggie. She says she's not sleeping in the same house with Biggie. Told Biggie that she can sleep in that other house because she's not sleeping here. Biggie said, nah, I'm staying in the main house. Biggie, I was happy that she was standing 10 toes in this moment. Because I like I said, I like Biggie, even though she annoys me. But also like Jayla, even though she was annoying me. This is the first time Jayla was really annoying me. But I was happy Biggie was staying in on it. But Jayla said, you're not, though. And she said, I already claimed my spot. Jayla told Biggie to hop off Natalie's nuts because Biggie was saying, it's like, I got my own room and it's probably as big as Natalie's. She's like, hop off her nuts because she don't even like you. I'm like, exactly. That's what I said. And Natalie did not even deny it, which is why I'm like, Biggie, wake up. That's why I told y'all I'm not gonna pity Biggie. I'm not going to give her too much empathy because she should know better. You've done 3 seasons now. 2 of them seasons you got to watch. Like, you got to live it, then you got to rewatch it, and you come on here again expecting Natalie to like you. That is your fault. I will not back her for that. But Jayla says it's Claremina and yada yada. This is where she was performing. Jayla was performing her ass off. You can tell she's trying her best to just have a moment. She said it's Claremina and the rest of them dusty bitches don't matter. Biggie says she's not talking to me. She's not talking about me being dusty. She said because we on the same or at least in the same or at least a bigger tax bracket than each other. Jayla says like this proves you dusty because you equate being dusty to money. And when you equate that, you already lost. I'm like, valid. But they go back and forth. Biggie saying that she's staying. She goes on off to find her room. Aubrey, being funny as always, Aubrey is what Mariah Lynn wants to be. Aubrey is naturally funny. She said it was hot in that house and the AC was not set up properly for them to be having that much back and forth conversation, aka their breath was hot. But Biggie was walking around looking for the room. Jela sitting there following her around. Everybody else eventually is. She's asking where the rooms are. Natalie's walking around laughing, and Biggie is saying, like, Natalie, you playing? Natalie's trying to laugh it off like she's not. And Natalie's just being Natalie, the same Natalie we watched for 5 seasons on this show. And the same Natalie we've watched on BGC. But they get back downstairs. Jayla's telling Biggie she's not sleeping there still. And she's also talking about how they're going to fight. And say they can fight, and she don't give a fuck. Like, it is what it is. We're going to fight. If you want to fight, we can fight. But we're going to fight every day. Biggie says, whatever. And then Jela swings. She swings on Biggie. She misses like the first 3. Biggie's backing up Jela and then immediately connects 2. And the 2 that she connected did some damage because she busted Biggie's lip. I got to say this too. I love Jela. Jela can fight. But these 3 performances, this one from this episode, the one from last episode, the one on the Bad vs. Wild that dropped before the last episode last week, these were subpar performances from Jela. I've never seen Jela miss this many times when she throws punches. And she's only using that right hand, which she does mostly. But Jela, I want you to start using more hands. Like both of them hands. Like I want to see both of them. Because these performances are subpar. Like you doing a lot and you're not doing that much. But Biggie is crying now. Because I think I just skipped. Biggie said that you're a weirdo. Hold on, yeah, because Biggie said that you're a weirdo to Jela. And Natalie, she also called her weirdo and called her a weirdo. Like, you a weirdo too, bitch. Natalie's trying to act dumbfounded. And she's also imitating Biggie in her confessionals, which was cracking me up. I'm not going to lie to you. Because the voice that she did was pretty spot on. But she said she's tired of being blamed for the shit. But Biggie starts crying. And this is where Biggie lost me. I'm like, you can never let these bitches see you sweat. Even if you're upset. Do not let these people that you know don't like you see you crying, because then they really won, because they know they got you. But she's expecting Natalie to be more sensitive to her baddies getting hit in the face. This is what I'm talking about. Why are you expecting this, Biggie? You set yourself up for this. Like, when you do this, you set yourself up. That's why I don't feel bad for her crying. But Jayla said, what do you expect when you talking unlimited shit? That is true. She said, when you do that, you get popped. That is true. But Biggie's walking away crying. This girl is crying now, like hysterically crying, ugly face, boo-hooing. Natalie says she ain't got a GD thing to do with. Sapphire then tries to console Biggie, and Biggie don't want to hear nothing from her. Jayla busted her lip. Sapphire is saying, like, what does this have to do with me? Because Biggie's kind of shushing her off, like, I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to nobody. Jayla is sitting there back in the room talking about how they fighting every single day. You got on Beyonce's internet saying you wanted to slap me, and I'm going to make you stand on it every single time, every single day, doing a lot. Aubrey then says, like, her natural instinct is to consult the person who got her, aka Biggie, but is it a slight to Jayla because she feels like Jayla's in the right for wanting to hit her, but then she's like, is it okay? Is it possible to like 2 people at one time? I'm like, Aubrey, yes, it is, because I like both of these girls for different reasons, even though they both irritate me. But it's you can like 2 people even if they're in a disagreement or a beef. But Mariah Lynn and Tasiki are out there now with Biggie and Sapphire. Biggie is upset about them allowing Jayla to hit her. Sapphire said, like, we can't control when she swings. Like, it is what it is. And Biggie said, y'all told me something different. Apparently, she was expecting her to, or at least expecting them to jump in and, like, fight for her or whatever. I'm like, no, that's not happening. But she's still sitting there crying. Biggie's lip ends up getting busted. Sapphire keeps telling her to, like, wipe her lip. That's how we know that lip was busted. Scotty's now back there consoling. There's just a bunch of shit going on at this point. Jayla's still in the room talking about it. Like, she's hyping herself up at this point. She's super excited. She talks about how she has to wake up every single day knowing that somebody scratched her, which is why she wants to hit her every single day. Shannon and Shanae both are in the confessional saying, like, they understand why she wants to do it, but she feels like they feel like they don't really see anything here, and they feel like she's low-key overreacting. And I'm like, yeah, at this point, it is a little bit too much. But Biggie is still crying. Tasiki, Scotty, and Mariah Lynn, she's calling them weird. Tasiki's like, you need to defend yourself. Like, you're mad at us because we're not defending you in a one-on-one situation. Tasiki is the voice of reason. Everything she said, I agree with. Like, stop crying. Go out there and defend yourself. Like, why are you sitting here crying? Like, you can't expect me to fight your battles every single time, especially when you brought this upon yourself. You told that girl you want to slap her. So You handle it. Like handle it. That has nothing to do with me. If it was a 2-on-1 or they were jumping you, then I would jump in. But it's a 1-on-1. Like that has nothing to do with me. But Aubrey then asked them like if seeing her crying made them sad at all. And they're like, no. Jayla's like, for what? And Aubrey's like, damn, like, don't attack me. But Sapphire comes back. She's pretty much telling Jayla about everything. And Jayla's asking if she knocked Biggie in her shit. And Sapphire says yes. And you can tell Jayla is so proud. It's like, Jayla, I love you, but you was doing too much. You just came off weird this episode. It's like you could tell she was like super pumped up and proud about hitting Biggie. Like, we know that you was going to be able to beat her. Like, this is not something to really get cool points about. But Meatball and Bianca arrive. Bianca sees Sapphire and knows it's up. Like, she knows what time it is. Sapphire immediately wants to get her round in. And Bianca walks off. The first time of many. And they start going back and forth. And she says she's not wanting to go back and forth, but they go back and forth. Sapphire says, you ain't going to spit on me and think it's done. Like, throw them hands up and run up at me. Like, that's basically what it is. I'm like, exactly. I don't blame you. But Sapphire says, you're not going to spit on me. Bianca comes back in. Security's blocking them. She walks away again. Mariah Lynn essentially is still saying the same thing. She don't understand why Bianca is still trying to beat this thing out with Sapphire when they don't have it. And she pretty much is like, at this point, she still got to defend her friend. I'm like, no, you don't. But Bianca is trying to kick because she can't fight. Like I said, she keeps walking back and forth. Security's still blocking them. They're not doing nothing at this point. Natalie then talks about how they're going to go into a room and go do baddie shot clock. In the middle of these bitches wanting to fight. But Biggie is still crying, saying that she don't fuck with Natalie. And Natalie's looking like, what? Like, for what? Like, I didn't even do nothing. For what? Walks away laughing because Biggie is crying. Crying. Natalie would have been me. Like, in a moment like this, if you're crying and I'm seeing you crying, I'm going to laugh at you because at this point you look stupid. Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you crying? But Biggie is still crying. Aubrey is standing there with her, telling her, take a breath. Like, calm down, take a breath. And she does for that moment. But then she hears Natalie, baddie, shot o'clock. She goes, Natalie, nobody's doing baddie, shot o'clock, bitch. And she starts crying again. But they start going back and forth. Bianca and Sapphire finally get set to go run their rounds. And Sapphire was clocking her shit. And I was very happy. But next week, it's about to get even crazier. Bianca's flushing Sapphire's wig in the toilet. That's crazy. The new girls come in. Meatball ends up punching Gretch, cleaning her face, immediately snuck her. Two girls, I don't know which girls they were. I didn't rewind it, but two girls was fighting so hard at the front door that they opened the door and fell out. So that's going to be crazy. And then we get all the girls jumping Big Gretch because she out here saying nigga and she white. I'm not with the jumping, but when it comes to racism, I don't fuck with that. And them beating her up sounds like it's justified. But we'll see. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are. Drop them comments down below. Please thumbs up the video if you are new. If you're not new, if you're a returner, you should know. Hit that thumbs up. Drop the comments. Spam the comments. I want a lot of comments. I want to talk to y'all. Help with the interactions. I will be going live tomorrow, probably same time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So turn the post notifications on. Please do that so y'all can be in there the minute I go live. And I'm gonna put a poll on my community page probably tomorrow or tonight. Drop a comment on what y'all really want to talk about from this episode so we can really have like a base of what we're gonna talk about tomorrow because I'm only be there for an hour. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, and I will see y'all tomorrow. And if you don't type into the live, you fake, but please tap into the live. But if you don't and you miss it, watch the replay and I'll see y'all next week. Peace.